Power does what it wants. Power does what it wants. Power does what it wants.
Hey everybody, Majorly Awesome here with you today, and we're going to be going over our first full report on these credit card records and receipts, and showing some discrepancies, showing the people where some of this money's going. This will be posted down for the citizens of Madeira Beach to understand where their money's going. Now, first and foremost, let's take a look here on the screen, and you could see on the right hand side the balance, $62,115.20. That's just for this month, right? I believe this month is June. We'll take a look at that in just a second, but I want to tell you folks that Madeira Beach has rounded up 4,000 citizens. So this credit card bill is costing each and every Madeira Beach citizen about $15, $16 per month. Okay, that's what it's costing you. Now let's get in to see why it's costing you so much, and what you can do to address some of these issues. Okay, now I'm going to pause these videos and to go through, so we don't have to go through the whole thing. I'll just point out the important stuff to you. So let's get right to it. This is obviously the credit card statement that we'll go through real quick, and we'll see some of the issues I pointed out. As you can see, my scratches here on the right hand side, these are things I had issues with, right? So this Hilltop Convention Center, they love to spend a lot of money traveling, right? And here we have the beach pizza, $300. Then another order for the beach pizza, $156. Now these go together. These were on the same day, even though the charges are separate days. These are actually the same day, and I'll get into that. We'll see the receipts so you can see how that transpired. So what we've got here is almost $500, okay, in pizza for one day, right, for one lunch. Okay, they do a lot of Publix. Okay, and like I said, some of this stuff isn't marked. Sam's Club. They do a lot of shopping at these Sam's Club, Lowe's, Home Depot, Lowe's. These I wanted to highlight though. The Skechers here for $300. We're going to look over that receipt. You got Sam's Club, and you got Sam's Club again here. So sometimes I pick out grocery purchases just to see what they're buying. They're only allowed to buy certain things grocery wise. And here we have an interesting charge here. It's for the Holiday Inn Harborside, which is literally right in the same town, damn near. Right? We'll get into that. The aquarium, the skate, another Harborside Indian Rocks charge here. Again, we're going to get into all that. Treasure Island Fun Center, Zoo Tampa, Seminole Astro Skate. These are all charges associated with the rec center for the kids, right? So from what I'm understanding, they pay out this money to do these activities with the kids during the summer. As you can see, it's in June. And supposedly the parents, the kids, they reimburse them or they provide some kind of funding for this. I'm not sure if it's all done on the city, but I mean, and again, I haven't totally looked into this. Like, who are these kids? Are these the kids of the city employees, or are they kids that are in need in the area and the neighborhood, and the city's actually doing something good for them? We're unsure of that just yet. So, and we're not going to focus on that right now. But it's interesting to note a lot of cities, counties do this kind of stuff for kids. So we just have to look into it. Scribble software could be a legitimate purpose. Five Below, I'm not sure what the city would need at Five Below. We're going to look into that. We've got all the receipts here, though, guys. Every mark that you see on here, we have the receipts for. So we're going to go over them. Another one for Five Below. Then we have a cafe in Sarasota. A sliced pizza here, $837. Pretty nice amount of pizza there. WoodyWash.com. Interesting, very interesting. Another sliced pizza here. Maxwell here loves to spend money, it seems. Then we have some very interesting charges here. 4 to the same place on the same day for $25 each. Go over here the next day, 2 days. You got 4 more at a pizza joint. All 4 charges, same price. Hooters. Got this guy going to Hooters, spending $100. And then you got Joe's USA for $520. How's it? Special events. We didn't get that receipt, but I did look up the company. It is an event company that does like bouncy houses and stuff like that. So more than likely, given the time frame, it was for like a Memorial Day, Labor Day, whatever that holiday is. I can never remember. At the end of June. Or excuse me, that should be at the end of May. So I'm unsure what that charge is actually for the end of June. We'll have to look into that. Here's another car wash, Mr. Car Wash. I didn't get this receipt. I actually overlooked that, but we'll get that receipt as well. Another slice of pizza, $252. Google One, and a Mr. Car Wash here that it looks like I requested, so we'll see if we got that receipt. I don't remember going over that. Luminary Hotel, $443. Got a couple ChatGPT subscriptions. Now, they're allowed to have ChatGPT, from what I understand. So, I got the receipts. They're for, personal accounts, one person accounts. She has 2 of them charged to her. So I'm not sure if she bought one for another member of the office. We'll have to get into that. We'll have to talk with them about that. But I did request all the chat logs for any users with ChatGPT to see what they're using the ChatGPT for. Facebook, those are for ads. This Fish and Friends, $2,500, very suspicious. Requested that. Sweetheart Ice Cream for $95. Again, some Facebook ads. Nothing suspicious there. GoDaddy.com. Facebook ads again. And then one for the Three Daughters Brewing, St. Petersburg, which I'm not sure why city officials would be at a brewing establishment during the day, right? Because these are work cards. They're not supposed to be spent after work hours, especially at a brewing plant, restaurant, whatever. So we're going to get into that. Let's see what else we got going on here. Another Sweetheart Ice Cream for $217. It's a sweetheart of a deal. Another Chat GPT. More travel. More travel. These all look pretty legit. Pretty legit. Obviously, this guy works in maintenance or something. That's Sam's Club charge. I didn't see the amount on that. That's definitely going to have to be looked into. That's a huge bill. Another Publix, right? And we'll get into, again, like I said, I requested some of these. We'll get into what they're buying there. Another Beach Pizza for $220. They love this pizza. Most of these other ones look pretty legit. The Amazon ones, you can't really tell. The hotel, again, more travel. These guys love to travel on their dime. Love to stay in resorts and such like that they wouldn't pay for if it was them. Hyatt Regency Jacksonville, $1,000. Souvenirs and gifts, $3,000. Is this where they're getting their lobby gift shop stuff? I'm not sure. We'll check into that. Then we got $102 Publix. Again, there's a $131 Publix, which is literally the next day, right? See, this Publix was made on 6/1, $102. A day later, they went back to Publix and spent $131. Like, what food do you need at Publix that's running you $240 in 2 days? Right? And that's just one person, right? Because you saw all the other Publix and Sam's Club and all this other stuff, right? What are they buying? Why are they buying all this? The Chewy, that's actually a legitimate charge. I pointed it out because the gentleman, he didn't work in the police department, so it wasn't K9, but it was actually delivered to the fire department, and the fire department does have a mascot dog there. So these two Chewy charges are legitimate. Frog Pond. This is another restaurant. It's about 4 minutes away in Redington Beach, $55. Another Publix, $25, Medora Beach. Okay, a lot of these could be legitimate. I don't want to get all of the credit card receipts because that's just a lot of time and wasted when a lot of this stuff is legitimate, right? They don't spend all of it, stupidly. There are a lot of charges on here that are allowed to be charged by them, and they just, overexpend, sometimes. Well, we'll get into that. We'll show how that works. Omni Hotels, Champions Gate, Florida. Beautiful, beautiful. $790. Isn't that nice that we could pay for our public employees to, go around, travel, and stay in these places like they're the CEOs of companies? And here we have a charge, last charge we're going to look at on this credit card statement for Racetrack in Brooksville, Florida, which is a ways away, for $130. Now, this is supposedly for the fire department. But what is the fire department doing out in Brooksville, Florida? We don't know. All right, so that's the end of the credit card statement. So we're going to put a pause on this for a second, and then we're going to get into the receipts. Alright guys, before we get into the receipts here, I'm going to implore the citizens of this city to continue this work because I have too many cities to cover This is just a preliminary report, and you folks in that city need to keep these guys accountable, right? I can't keep coming back and pulling records and going over them because there's a lot of cities out there that need help. So now that you've seen how it's done and what to look for and everything, please continue to hold these people accountable. Now, I can't do this alone. I need help. I need support, donations. All this stuff costs money. I did it last time on my own dime. It didn't work out so well. So if you can donate, if you cannot donate, please like, share, and subscribe. Post these videos everywhere. I really appreciate it. All right. So getting into the receipts now, guys. The first one is for the Hilton stay, and the arrival date is 5/26. The departure date is 5/30. This is for Megan Powers, who is the assistant to the city manager. Not exactly sure what she would need to travel for. I looked at the Orlando Convention Center, which she stayed at the Hilton at the Orlando Convention Center. I looked at what was going on during that time, and it was a convention for educators, which Miss Powers is not an educator, so I'm unsure what she was in town for over these 4 days. Now I'll be calling and trying to find out, and I'll bring that to you when and if I get a response for that. All right. So that was the first charge, which again could be a legitimate charge, right? She could be there for some city purpose, city business, and we just don't know what that is yet, but we will find out. But this next charge here is for the pizza. Now remember when I started the video, I talked about almost $500 in pizza being ordered from Beach Pizza here. And we're going to get into a video here in just a second where the lady will tell you that, you know, these are all day work events and they don't have time to go out and get lunch, although they are located almost on the beach at City Hall. They're like a block away from the beach. And there's tons of restaurants up and down the strip. I've been here, right? You'll see, obviously, I'm in the video here at City Hall. Lots of restaurants here within 5 minutes time, okay, to get to. And you'll hear the lady say that these are all day work events. And, you know, obviously they can't get away, right? They don't get a lunch break. We're going to disprove that with more information that they sent us, along with the video of them, you know, telling us that they work, you know, these days and they need all this food, right? So what I want to point out first and foremost is that the order was scheduled for delivery 3 days before the event, right? Thursday, June 11th. Remember how I said that those two pizza orders, even though they were on different days, were for the same event? This is the event, right? Thursday, June 11th. And you can see all the pizzas. The total, $300. They're going to deliver it to City Hall. Estimated time of arrival, 11:45. Right? Right around lunchtime. Right? And remember, they're working. They're in an all-day work session. No time to run out and grab lunch. Right? So, and they knew this. Right? They knew that they would have no time to run out and grab lunch 3 days ahead of time. Right? These guys are pretty mystical. I think even Miss Cleo would be impressed, right? So that's for the $300. That's pizza. Then they had another order okay, the day of at 9:46 a.m., okay, for $156 from the same pizza joint. And what are they getting now? Let's see. Oh, estimated delivery, same time as the pizza, same day. Your order will be delivered to City Hall. And let's say their order here. Oh, here it is. 2 orders of 50 wings each. So 100 wings. Okay. On top of all that pizza. Okay. So you're thinking, gosh, this must be an event with 50 people, right? At least. That would be 2 wings each plus a slice of pizza. 2 slices of pizza, right? For 50 people. Right? Eating good. Eating good. So we're going to stop there real quick. And we are going to get into some video footage. All right, so let's go ahead and get into that.
We'll come right on out, okay?
Yeah. Now, what's your guys' policy on your credit card? You guys sent me the credit card usage policy, but are you guys allowed to buy food with that, like lunch, anything of that
Only if
nature?
it's city related. We cannot do personal expenditure.
Well, what do you mean city related?
Like if we're having a
sorry.
training and we're providing lunch.
Okay.
Yeah, that's different, yeah. Communications with the mayor, we provide lunch sometimes. It's all city related. There is nothing that is used for personal basis.
Well, right, but
Because we were tax exempt. And they're not allowed to spend it on anything for their own personal use to save taxes.
well, right, yeah. The reason I'm asking is because I don't know where the authority is for even like let's say you had a meeting with the mayor here, right? And let's say you guys just decided not to go to lunch, right? Like what gives you the authority to buy lunch on the
Communications
card?
in the mayor they adopt it in the budget like that. It's not for all of us, it's
Well,
community.
right. I can adopt in the budget a Ferrari for me, right?
Nothing
What
than
makes that legal,
Yeah,
right?
we can give you the
Right,
finance
the
director.
mayor's like, oh, you know what? In the budget, I'm going to put a
We can give you
Lamborghini for the mayor car.
card for the finance director.
Okay.
He's outsourced, so he will answer every question you got, because he manages that, we don't.
Okay.
And I would not want to say anything that is not correct.
Right,
Do we
absolutely.
have Laughlin's card?
And how often do you guys do like these meetings where you're buying lunch for everybody? Is it pretty common?
Yeah, it's not that much. It's
Well,
a monthly meeting.
Okay, because I can see right here on 6/9 you had beach pizza for $300, and then on
Quite
6/12
a few people come.
you had beach pizza for $200. So every 3 days you guys are spending a couple
If they
hundred.
got an all-day workshop, we provide food.
All-day workshop. They don't give you guys a lunch break on your all-day workshop? They make you work all day?
I can't tell you.
Yeah, that's sad. All right. Well, I'll look these over and I'll get the I'll ask for the receipts. Let them
That's
come
fine.
get you for.
can
Thank
do
you, ma'am.
that.
Thank you, ma'am.
We'll give you,
Okay. So you folks saw the video. They had a workday session. It went all day. No time for lunch, right? And again, they knew this 3 days in advance. So here is the workshop that transpired that day. Okay, the Strategic Plan Public Workshop. June 11th, 2026. So you guys can see it's the same date as when the pizzas, everything were delivered. Remember, 11:45 they were being delivered. Okay. Oh, here's their schedule. Morning work session, 9 a.m. to 12 p.m. That's the morning work session. What is this? Lunch break, 12 p.m. to 1 p.m. That's crazy. I thought they were working all day and they had no time to get away. Afternoon work session, 1 p.m. to 4 p.m. That is just weird, isn't it? How they had these all-day work sessions and they had no time to run out and get lunch themselves. So they had to order $500 worth of food on our dime, right? So, and let's just I'm going to take a quick look-see at the afternoon work session. They didn't record the morning work session, but they recorded the afternoon work session. So let's see how many people are at this afternoon work session.
Jen. All right, are we missing any commission members, any staff at this point that we need to bring in here? All right, we'll go ahead and get started. And just for the purpose of, this being a recording and sharing with the community, we are going to give another recap of what we heard this morning and some of the key themes. And then we'll get into our afternoon activity, which is going to be a little bit more informal conversation. And we'll get into various discussion items there. So Madison, if you want to give us our recap, we'll take it away.
And thanks for everybody returning after lunch. We didn't lose too many of you, so thanks for sticking around. So just to kind of recap what all was discussed this morning, I know we covered a lot of information, and you've all done a really good job of taking that and digesting it and asking very thoughtful questions. And I hope that we are giving you the response that you need. And just to reiterate, this is a process. It's fluid. Things change. Things are changing in real time. We covered a series of parameters or guiding pillars, as it was, that have already changed since this morning's discussion. So thank you for that thoughtful conversation and feedback. And we are taking that to heart, and it's being incorporated as we move through the rest of this process. So just a quick recap of what the strategic.
So as you can see, the room looks like maybe 20 people, I think I counted in at max. And the lady at the beginning of the video, which I don't know yet if I'm going to play for you or not, says that there is only a few people that they lost. So, double the amount of food I said was available per person. And you could see that these guys are just eating incredibly well. More than likely taking stuff home, right? Boxing up what's left over. Oh yeah, just, take that home so it doesn't go to waste, So, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the whole training session video on my Rogue Nation channel. So those of you that are interested in watching this hardcore work session that they couldn't break away from to get lunch, you can see how that transpired. Okay, so let's continue to get into some more receipts. I don't want to take too long in just this aspect. Okay, and we're gonna go through this a little bit quicker now. I just wanted to point that specific instance out where they're ordering these foods for these work sessions when they really don't need to. They're ordering more than they need to, and that they're abusing it, obviously. But let's look at something that's definitely abuse. Okay, Skechers. Old Stephen Pyrucci, whatever. I don't care. He's gone ahead and he's going to go buy some Skechers, right? Now, Stephen, he works for the sanitation department. And I called up the sanitation department and asked them, are we buying work boots for the sanitation workers? They said, yes, we are. There are certain conditions that have to be met. They have to be steel toe or composite, actual work boots, right? So, as we can see by this receipt, what Stephen did, because it was a BOGO, right? what Stephen did was he would buy a pair of work boots. This one right here is a work boot. You can look it up on Skechers' website. And then the Oak Canyon Rydell is a tennis shoe. Okay? Then he does it again. This Mascana is a work boot. Okay? But the Arch Fit Glide Step is a tennis shoe. So this is how they sneak shit in, right? Oh, I'm buying work boots. Yes, you are. And then you're also buying tennis shoes, okay, that you can't wear at work. You can only wear off work, right? And even if you could wear them at work, we're not obligated to buy you tennis shoes. Work boots, perhaps. Tennis shoes, definitely not. Okay? $300 on that. Probably 100, let's see. With the discount, $80 for that one. $70 for that one. So 150. Yeah, $150 on tennis shoes for this guy. No big deal. Yeah, whatever. It all adds up. Now Sam's Club has some towels and plates which could be used again for and I don't know the date on this one, 6/8. So yeah, this was probably used for the pizza party that they had on 6/11, right? That they couldn't get away from. Powerade. Powerade. We're not supposed to be buying Powerade for these folks. 6/18/2026. We're not supposed to be buying drinks, right, for them to have. We got a receipt here. It's from Hilton, right? Now this one is a freaky one. It's from Hilton. $896. Tells you the date it was purchased. It doesn't tell you check-in or check-out date, right? Weird. So I called them and I said, hey, I'm not getting a check-in or check-out date for this receipt I got, room number 9025. And they said, well, that's weird, sir, because we don't have a room 9025. But what we do have is on the private side, we have condos and Airbnbs that folks rent out. Okay? All right. That's kind of weird. Not to mention that the room, again, you look up the address, Indian Rocks Beach is right next door to Madeira Beach. Right next door. Why would you need a hotel room right next door to where you live for $900? No checkout time. To a room that doesn't exist for the hotel, but does exist for Airbnbs and condos. Right? And what's the date on that? 6/9? Okay. We go down. Shed Aquarium. Again, probably for the kids. It wasn't Shed Aquarium, sorry. There's a skate park. Oh, there's another one. Hilton. This time the date's 6/14. Same room number. $910. So what I think happened with these two specific receipts for room 9025 is that somebody was paying to stay 2 weeks at an Airbnb. Indian Rocks Beach, Holiday Inn Hotel and Suites, Harborside. Right? Unless you're just staying there for 2 nights and it costs $900 a night, right? Have we stumbled upon someone's affair in room 9025? Is that what this is? Somebody paying for a room for a night so they can cheat? We're going to find out what those charges are about. Again, these are Treasure Island. These are the ones that I said were most likely for kids. Zoo Tampa. I mean, it even says kids on the receipt, so I know kids have gone. Again, I just don't know who those kids are. If they're, kids from the area, neighborhood that this is a program to help them get out. Scribble software. This again looks legitimate. It's a standard desktop support plan. Nothing really to look at there. Now this Five Below, it's all candy, right? 10 purchases, 10 different candies, $15. Weird, right? What does the city need with candy? Right? Unsure. Another Five Below. Same thing. 10 purchases. Candy. What's it for? Unsure. 617. Around noontime. This guy, Max, he loves to eat. This one's for $68.58. This is actually the second part of the bill. The first part's down below. But we know that there was a French onion soup probably and sliders ordered for one person. And again, this is Sarasota, Florida, which is a bit of ways away from Madeira Beach. 2 seats, and the first order was a Greek salad and a quiche. All right. So again, that's in Sarasota. Let's look at the time on this, okay? Ordered at 12:17. There's no way he made it from Madeira Beach down here to Sarasota by 12:17. Okay? And again, that begs the fact, what are you doing in Sarasota? What city business are you handling in Sarasota at this time? Right? There's another one. 6-1 at 1 o'clock. $697. $140 tip, $837. Unsure what that is. I know that it's not they have these things called conversations with the mayor, where again they purchase a whole bunch of food for everybody and they charge a shit ton of money for pictures to be taken. It's insane. We're going to get to that. But this isn't one of those days. 6/1/26. We'll keep that in mind, but I'm pretty sure I checked that, and this is not one of those days. So again, another all-day work event, which would be 10 days before the 11th. You know what I mean? Unsure what this has to do. Okay, slice pizza. I guess this is the thing. It's a party of 52 at 11:20. Okay. And looking at these caramelized onions, Caesar salad, pineapple, ham, hot Italian, green peppers. This doesn't look like a kid outing, right? Doesn't look like a kid outing at all. Again, there's the price with the $140, $837 check. Nice of us to pick that up. Max here has a membership to Woody's Wash Shack, the drop-in wash club. Very nice. It's a monthly membership. I didn't know we paid for people to wash their car, but I guess we do, because this isn't the only one that we've seen. If you remember, we just went over, there was another gentleman, which I did not see in time to get the receipt. And here's sliced pizza again for a party of 3. This is $6.12. This is the day after we bought them lunch, right? The $500 in pizza. This is the day after. We're going to go out again and have lunch at another pizza joint. Going to run us $75 including tip. Very nice of us. We're pretty generous. Okay, and this is where they say, hey, you bought that on the city credit card and they charged you tax. We don't pay tax, so go get that back. And this is the reply from the owner saying that they will refund them the tax. See, I've attached the city tax exempt form. We don't eat pizza on the taxpayer's dime and pay tax. This is for his iCloud, which again, that could be private, personal. I'm sure they kind of muddy the waters there, you know. Which this was a document that he got. Okay, interesting stop here. Overhead surf shop, right? Overhead, not overheard. Overhead surf shop, right? Gift certificates for $25 each. Who are these going to? And why are we buying them? Right? Why are we buying them? Because listen, if the city is buying them as, I don't know, some kind of reward to city employees, maybe for, outstanding job performance, whatever that would entail, a city position where they don't do a lot of anything. But if that's the case, my next question is, are they reporting this to the IRS, right? Are they reporting this as a gift, a benefit, because they have to, right? Anything they receive in the course of their duties is income to the IRS, right? So when you get a gift card, let's say one person got all 4 of these gift cards for $100, you have to report that as part of your pay, right? So are they doing this? This is some questions that the city residents need to be asking these people as they're going over this stuff. Again, 4 more gift cards to Deluce's Pizza. Okay? Again, who are these gift cards going to? Right? I'm hoping that this person that's buying these gift cards is not dumb enough to be keeping them and using them themselves. Right? I hope they're at least giving them to employees. Because if they're buying them and giving them out to citizens, like friends of theirs, oh my God, that's horrible. It's going to be horrible for them. Let's continue on. Oh, here's the Hooters one. 2 gift cards, $50 each. Let's It's mighty generous. It's mighty generous for us to be giving out $50 gift cards to Hooters, nonetheless, right? Because that's the image we want to portray as city leadership. We want to give out cards to Hooters. I mean, I don't understand why we're just not giving out gift cards to the strip clubs, right? That aligns with Medora Beach family values, I'm sure, right? Giving out gift cards to Hooters. Lovely. This is a $520 charge. Let's hopefully we can see where it's actually charged from. Let's see. Joe's. Oh, Joe's. And what max buy at Joe's? Well, bought a whole bunch of visors, right? 6 of blue. Ooh, burnt orange, lovely. 6 white, nice. Khaki, of course. Sunshine, right? We're in the Sunshine State. That makes sense, right? Why is Max buying all these visors? Who are these visors for? Is it for the kids? Maybe? Are they playing golf? Right? These are golf visors, tour visors. I'm unsure. $520 worth of visors, though. Hopefully it's for something good, right? Okay, sliced pizza. Here we go. 5 pounds. Rings, 5-pound wings. Half pan house, half pan house. This is, doesn't say the date here. Does say the time, 11:45. 6:12. 11:45. So again, a day after they spent $500 at the pizza joint, we're spending another $252 at a different pizza joint, right? Sometimes they put notes on what this stuff's supposedly for, but as you can see, that wasn't there. We got a refund voucher for $16.52. Let's go see what the tax was on this order here. Oh, $16.52. So yeah, the city didn't want to pay the tax, right? Because they're using the city credit card to feed themselves. They said it'll be refunded and shown on the next statement. This is a Google One plan. I believe this is that other car wash receipt. It is. So I did get it. Okay, I was wondering what that was. Mr. Car Wash, 23 bucks. And it's a penny less, 23 bucks. Very nice. Notice it doesn't say anything about a car wash or who it's actually billed to, right? It says a member pass number. I wonder if that's a city or if it's a private person associated with that account. Then the Luminary Hotels. Check in June 7th, check out June 9th. 450 bucks, no big deal. We travel all the time, do what we want. OpenAI, OpenAI. Meta ads. Remember I told you some of it was for meta ads. And they're legit. Village Friday and the school summer kickoff. So again, they do have legitimate charges here that they can use the money for, that they should use the money for. This is just crazy. Mad Beach summer camp shirts, 158 of them, $2,400, right? Because a $50 setup fee. $2,400 for t-shirts for summer camp. Crazy, right? Excuse me, total 20, almost 2,600. Jay Hatch. Now he is with the rec department, so these are what they say they are, summer camp shirts. But this is insane, right? This is insane. They're raising taxes and they're buying kids shirts for summer beach camp. I got an idea. Have the parents buy the shirt, right? Here we go with Sweetheart Ice Cream. They're ordering a lot of ice cream. 12 units, 12 units. Price 30, 30, 30. Can't see what that price is. 90? Oh, that's the subtotal. Okay, so altogether, 95 bucks ice cream. Okay. More meta ads. Yeah, more meta ads. That's the $4.99 GoDaddy. It could be for their website, so that could be legit. More meta ads. Three Daughters Brewing. Gift cards. 100 bucks worth. Again, who are we giving these to? Right? This is in St. Pete. The time's 1:21 p.m. when this person should be working. Right? 6:23, 1:21. This is St. Petersburg, which isn't, too far away. I would have to Google the address to see how far away it is from City Hall, but I mean, lunch is from 12 to 1. What are you doing outside of work buying gift cards to a brewery at 1:21? Right? We saw no receipt from Three Sisters Brewing, so obviously they didn't eat there. They would have turned in the receipt because they don't seem to pay for their stuff. But here's more of the ice cream. What day is this? Does it say 6/8 at 2:20 p.m.? $213. Fuel surcharge $4.50. So it looks like they had it delivered. They had it delivered to the city of Madeira Beach Marina. Interesting. $217.75. Yep, delivery representative. Another chat GPT for 50 bucks. More food. Salt and pepper chips, Ruffles sour cream, sub selections, 60 bucks. 6/3, 11/42. Right? Publix, iCloud. May 27th, $220, Beach Pizza. Estimated delivery, 3 o'clock in the afternoon. 3 o'clock in the afternoon. Have they not eaten lunch already? At 3 o'clock in the afternoon? There's the breakdown of the receipt. You guys want to pause that and look at that? You're more than welcome to. Okay, Charlotte Harbor, that's a bit of ways away, so hour and a half I'd say, so getting the guest room is probably allowable. 3 employees went, it looks like, and 3 separate rooms. This is for the Acrobat Pro. Get a Gadget LLC. Get a Gadget LLC makes novelty tourism items, right? So I'm thinking they're the ones that are providing a lot of the stuff in the gift shop, right? $3,000, guys, just for the month of June. $3,000. Okay. Oh, we've got a lunch for C shift meeting with chief. So when you have a meeting with the chief, you get lunch, right? And it costs the citizens $100. There's the Chewy stuff. Remember I told you I looked, they did have a dog. Cat litter. I'm not sure if they got a cat, but I'm sure that could probably be used. A lot of times cat litter is used to soak up spills, so could very well be what they use it for. Gas spills, oil spills, anything of that nature. Frog pond, again, a guest count of 2 at 10:52 a.m., an hour before lunch. I mean, they just take lunch whenever, right? Oh, excuse me, this is breakfast. So I'm not sure if they haven't made it into work yet and they're eating breakfast, or they made it into work and just was like, yeah, you know what? I'm gonna leave early. I'm gonna leave at 10:30 or 10:45, however long it took them to drive here, and I'm gonna get breakfast. Me and my homegirl, whatever. Spend another $45, 55 with the tip. Then they come down here and they say it's the Fireground Photography Meeting. Refer to the 26-27 calendar of events. Okay. We provide a city hall with conference rooms and all that good stuff, a city commission meeting chambers to do meetings, right? You don't get to go out and do meetings at 10:30 in the morning and order, omelets like you guys are CEOs of companies. You're not. You're public employees. Hold the meeting in the office space that we provide for you for meetings, right? Bring a bag lunch if you're working all day. If you're not working all day, take your ass out and go get lunch on your own dime. This isn't hard to understand. Publix, a whole bunch of shit. I can't even tell what the hell it is, but it's costing us $25. And here, the last receipt. Thank you guys for being patient. I know this has been a long video. I do believe this is important though. We have a $130 charge for diesel at Racetrack. Okay, it says it's for the fire department, but it's in Brooksville, Florida. Now you guys can look up Medora Beach to Brooksville, Florida, and see that it's pretty far away. And I'm unsure what the fire department is doing out in Brooksville. Maybe there was a training going on. However, if such is the case, they can use their personal vehicles, right? Instead of driving this obvious gas guzzler out there on the public's dime, right? So, with that being said, guys, thank you to everybody that supports me. If you enjoyed this kind of material, please consider donating to keep me on the road and being able to dedicate time to do these kinds of things. I've got a lot more of these reports coming out. I've got Bellevue coming up, Altamont Springs coming up, Putnam County is coming up. I got a lot of municipalities, credit cards, receipts that I'm going over and getting the receipts and the statements and everything for. So be on the lookout if you enjoy this kind of material. And again, for those of you that live in these cities that I'm going over, take this upon yourself to look at these records and get these guys acting like they should be, because I don't have time to go to every city continuously over and over, month after month, to do this. That's where you, the citizen, come in at. You can do these record requests anonymously through email, so there's no blowback on you. But please take this upon yourself to start doing this, okay? Guys, until the next one, Majorly Awesome, I'm out of here.